And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big all Monday. Playoffs are continuing on today. Just unfortunately, only 2 games on tonight. We don't get another smorgasbord of 4 games, but we had a nice little introduction for all the series this past weekend. 4 games Saturday, 4 games Sunday. All game ones are now in the books, so now we can start retooling our thinking after what we've seen from those kind of first games of the series. See where we were right, see where we were wrong, see where we have to make some adjustments, and let's try not to overcorrect too much in our moneymakers as we progress through this playoff. So we'll break down the games from last night. We'll preview the games today, do our moneymaker for tonight's action. We'll also kind of maybe look back at our official NBA playoff predictions, because those don't have to be locked in for another 2 days. You can still kind of do a bracket challenge on the NBA website, and you don't have to lock it in for 2 more days. So we can get a little bit more value. We can get a little bit more, all right, clarification. All right, now we're going to be 2 games into this Bucks series, 2 games into some other series before we officially have to lock in those predictions. So we'll kind of see, are we still feeling confident with our original pick, or, after seeing a game or 2, should we be switching it off? So we'll take a look at that as well today. And then weeks 14 and 15, I believe we're on 14, 15 maybe in the NFL schedule. So we'll look at those games, predict those winners, and get a little bit closer to the playoffs of the NFL, of what we think is going to happen a little bit too early this season. So we've got all that today on the show. So let's just start here with the stories of the day. And this one's a little more developing, a little bit more breaking news here on the Julio Jones saga. We are now, it's not officially a week out yet, because we got to wait till June 2nd officially, after June 1st. So we got to wait till at least next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, coming up next Wednesday, before any real solidified news about Julio Jones will kind of come out. So today on Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe calls Julio Jones live on the show and talks to him. And you can hear that Julio says that he's out of here. Let me see if I can hear this exact quote here. But it's Shannon Sharpe asks, do you want to go to the Cowboys, or would you rather stay in Atlanta? And he says, man, I'm out of here. I'm out of there. So he doesn't seem like he's going to be staying in Atlanta, which is, a little against what we've been saying. We kind of, favorited him still being in Atlanta. We saw the odds the other day. Him staying in Atlanta is -145, which is solid, odds. It's not a sure thing at -145 that he's staying or either going, but it was, the favorite of him staying. But then the next highest was, I believe, the Colts at like +500. So it was a little bit of a decent jump there, just in kind of betting lines. So he says, hey, I'm out of there of Atlanta. We've heard Arthur Blank said everybody's up for sale. We've also heard, no, we're going to keep everybody together. But then they just went and drafted a tight end, Kyle Pitts, 6'6". So maybe they move him to wide receiver. He could play wide receiver, folks. I mean, that's what he's doing at the tight end position anyway. So maybe the Falcons are thinking, hey, we really don't need Julio. We can kind of get, compensation for him. But kind of our thinking was, ease this new head coach in a little bit, run it 1 year, see if you can do it with just kind of this all-star studded cast offensively, because that's what the Bucks needed to win. They needed that stacked offense and also a really good emerging defense that was just getting better every single week. So I do think the Falcons are making a little bit of a mistake trading him. It does seem like that's going to happen. So once again, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But the words from the horse's mouth, folks, I'm out of there. Out of there. You know I'm out of there. So that's what he said about the Falcons. And then Shannon Sharp poking fun at Skip Bayless saying, you know, are you going to go to the Cowboys? Do you want to go to the Cowboys? If you want to win, don't go to the Cowboys. And Julio Jones responded to that saying, oh, you know I know that. You know I'm not going to go there, basically. So he's not going to the Cowboys. And it seems like he's leaving Atlanta. And that just gives kind of credit to what we just saw yesterday on the show, him working out with Derrick Henry, the Titans being decent. Were they even on this list? Let's go back to this odds list that I think we talked about it on Friday's show. But here we go. Where are the odds at? Odds. Here we go. The Titans are plus 800. The Colts are kind of the favorite of a new team, along with the Los Angeles A. We still didn't know what that meant. Los Angeles parentheses A. I don't know if that's the Chargers or the Rams. So we still don't know which Los Angeles teams. Maybe you get both. Maybe, you know, you get some value there getting two teams. But the Colts in Los Angeles are both at plus 500. The favorites of new teams of getting him. Baltimore's at 700. New England's at 700. San Francisco's at 800. And the Tennessee Titans are also at 800. And another thing to kind of listen to in this kind of call from Shannon Sharp was he said he wants to go somewhere where he can win. I want to win. Cowboys, you're not winning. So, yes, you know, he's definitely not going to want to go there. The Colts, I mean, we have them winning the title. We've got them winning the Super Bowl. We love what they can do this year. So, I mean, that receiving core of the Colts could be absolutely stacked. The Los Angeles teams, the Rams, are definitely A1 Super Bowl contenders right now, teaming up with Sean McVay, giving Matt Stafford Megatron 2.0, and now we're talking about that great defense and a great offense. So we're talking about that Rams team being absolute Super Bowl contenders. The Chargers, probably not there quite yet. Justin Herbert's very good, and he's probably going to make another stride this season, but with the rookie head coach, or with the new head coach for this Chargers team, he's probably not going to want to go there. The Ravens, obviously Lamar Jackson. I mean, they're going to be Super Bowl contenders if they get that great deep threat wide receiver. The Patriots are not Super Bowl contenders, folks. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Cam Newton is not going to win a ring. We've seen it. It does not work, and he's aging out of this. Well, he's not aging out of the league just quite yet, but he is aging still in this league, and I don't think he's going to be able to kind of return to that MVP type form in this back end of his career. The 49ers still a little questionable with the quarterback situation, so I don't really see him going there. And then the Titans at plus 800. Super Bowl contenders if they get Julio Jones. I mean, Ryan Tannehill would honestly just need to be a game manager. Hey, Ryan Tannehill, either hand the ball off or just throw it up. Throw it up high and away. Either the receiver gets it or that's it. There's no chance at an interception. It's either incomplete or a catch by Julio Jones, but there's no reason why Ryan Tannehill should be floundering with Julio Jones as one of his wide receivers. So it does seem like Julio Jones is going to be moving on here from Atlanta. Don't think it's the great call. Don't think it's the right decision in my opinion, but we'll see. I'm going to trust whatever, he's not the one trading himself, so, we'll see where he goes. But any team would definitely want to have him, and he wants to go to winners. He wants to be in the competition for a ring this season. He had that almost little taste. He had a little bit of a preview of a taste, a little appetizer of a ring with Atlanta when they went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and we all know how that ended out. He got a little bit more of the appetizer. He already started to sign for the check there in that Super Bowl, and then the waiter had to come back and be like, Julio, this I hate to say this, but your card has been declined, man. You gotta leave. You gotta leave, or we're calling the cops. So we had to leave, and he never got that ring. So the words from Julio Jones' mouth, I'm out of there. You know I'm out of there. So, and that's this deal for Julio could already be in place, folks. I mean, we're just waiting for that date. That is the only thing that is kind of keeping this Julio Jones news under wraps is that date. So it's not like the Falcons are going to be, finally listening to offers come June 1st, June 2nd. It's no. That's when, that last signature on the bottom of the very last page of the deal gets signed. Everything else is filled out. Everything else is good. good. We're just waiting to fax the paperwork because we cannot do it until June 2nd. That's when we, the Falcons, receive all that money back against the cap after trading Julio Jones. So I'm sure if, Julio Jones is getting traded by June 2nd, June 1st, that the deal is already done. Arthur Blank has already been shopping him. They've been looking for suitors. So it's not like here comes June 1st and all right, this team's interested, this team is interested. Let's see, the next week or two who wins out in the trade. It's probably nothing like that. I'm sure they're actively trading right now, this second, if it's not a done deal already. So, and I say that because when you kind of listen to the audio and just kind of how Julio Jones says, hey, I'm out of there, it kind of seems like, man, the deal's already done. I already know the deal's done. I just can't say anything about it until June 2nd. So we'll see where he goes. I wish he would stay with the Falcons, give it one more chance, but it seems like that horse has left the stable, unfortunately. So next Wednesday, folks, that's the earliest we'll know about Julio Jones unless some leak happens, which I don't know happens. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll keep an eye on it, folks. Julio Jones, big free agent or big wide receiver acquisition potentially for a lot of these teams out here. We'll see who gets him. Alrighty, let's keep going here. OTAs kick off today around the league. Most teams starting them today, some teams starting them tomorrow. So OTAs, organized team activities, no contact, but they can do 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 drills, just no contact. So you get 10 days of OTAs, and, like I said, teams are either starting today or tomorrow. So the teams that are starting their organized team activities today are the Buffalo Bills. Atlanta is starting tomorrow. I don't think that has anything to do with Julio Jones. That's probably why he picked up the phone when Shannon Sharp called him on Undisputed this morning. So kind of lucked out there that the Falcons did not start their OTAs today. And maybe he's not going to show up. That's going to be something to look really interested into tomorrow. Does Julio Jones shows up to the Atlanta Falcons OTAs tomorrow? Now, these are voluntary. You do not have to go. But if he does go, that's 100% that he's going to stay in Atlanta. You're not going to go to, a team's OTAs that 100% that you're not going to be playing for. Now, if he doesn't show up, that doesn't tell us that much either. I mean, it just tells us, hey, he's an elite wide receiver that doesn't need to be there. Or you can kind of read into it a little bit more, saying, he's not going to go to the OTAs because he's not going to be on that team. So you can kind of read into it both ways, but I don't think you get that much information with him not going. You get a lot more information if he does go. So you will keep an eye on that tomorrow. If he does show up to the Atlanta Falcons OTA, they do start tomorrow. But back to the teams that start today. The Bills heading out today. The Panthers, Sammy D, get it going early. The Bengals are starting today. The Cowboys are starting today. Yes, sir. I'm glad they're starting on the first day to do these because, Dan Quinn, you need to get that freaking defense implemented quickly. Broncos are starting today. Let that kind of quarterback competition, let it begin today, folks. Non-contact drills, but, this is the first time that, everybody's in here, all the coaches, all the volunteer participants of these players. So let's start getting this working early, and if you're competing for a starting quarterback job, you should probably be there for the first day of OTAs. All right, Detroit is starting tomorrow. Dan Campbell, not a good one. Giving those players an extra day out there. Get in the lab right now. You need all the reps. The earlier, the better here. The Lions are starting tomorrow. Don't think that's good. So another reason why we don't like Dan Campbell. Got to start today. Start today. We're gonna see the Jets. They're starting today. Why is Robert Saleh getting the jump on Dan Campbell? Come on. Packers are starting today, and we are going to talk about them in a second because somebody did not show up to the OTAs. Texans start today. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Y'all should just have the year off because this Texans team is just going to be trash. We still don't know what is going on with Deshaun Watson. The Colts start tomorrow, the 25th. That's fine. Take your time, Frank Reich. There's no rush. You're all fine, really. Y'all just have to plug in Carson Wentz. Everybody's good. Everybody else knows what to do. The Jaguars start today. Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow's quest to make the 53-man roster. The Chiefs start tomorrow. Yeah, no rush for Andy Reid. Raiders start tomorrow. Chargers start today. Herbert getting that year 2 action in already. The Rams start today. Get Matt Stafford in that the early start day. Yes, sir. Get him ready to rock. The Dolphins start today. The Vikings start today. The Patriots start today. The Giants start today. The Jets start today once again. Why is Robert Saleh getting the jump on Dan Campbell? Eagles start tomorrow. Steelers start tomorrow. Gotta wait one more extra day to see Najee Harris. Damn it. Even though we can't see it because their OTAs, they're not open to the public, but we can imagine. We can just kind of imagine and sense and feel what Najee Harris is doing out there. I'm sure that first hit, it's non-contact, so I guess we can't say that either. Damn it. But just know that he's going to be doing great drills out there. Non-contact drills. You know Najee Harris is getting it done out there. 49ers are starting today. Seahawks are starting today. Bucks are starting tomorrow. Titans are starting today. And the Washington football team are starting tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on the OTAs, who's showing up and who's not. They're voluntary, so don't try not to read too much into it. But when we get stories like this, we can kind of take a little bit away from it. So, like we said a little bit earlier, the Packers are starting their OTAs today, but Aaron Rodgers was a no-show, folks. Aaron Rodgers was not among the group of players who reported to Lambeau Field on Monday for the start of organized team activities. And you may say, hey, that's no big deal. You know, he's a proven quarterback. He's the starting quarterback. Does he really need to be there for the OTAs? They're voluntary. We know, a lot of veterans don't really show up to voluntary workouts and all that. It's probably 50-50, honestly. Some feel like they don't need to. Some want to kind of be that leader. So, I understand both parts, and, I'm not knocking if you don't go to the OTAs. But, so Aaron Rodgers does not go, and you may think to yourself, yeah, that's fine. He doesn't really need to do that. He's practiced enough. He doesn't need to kind of risk anything or anything like that. So, keep him out, let him rest these extra 10 days. There's no big deal. But when you kind of look at the history of Aaron Rodgers and OTA, Adam Schefter points out that until now, throughout his career, Aaron Rodgers has been a regular participant in the Packers offseason program and OTAs. So, once again, Aaron Rodgers telling all those free agents, hey, I'm not going to be here this year, man. I'm truly not. And then he doesn't show up to the OTAs. So, maybe holding that a little bit more weighted that, hey, this whole Aaron Rodgers saga with the Packers and his frustration with the owners and the front office and the coaches and all them, it's got a little bit more weight now to it, now that he's officially not at the OTAs, but he has been in the past, and that's kind of why we have to look into the OTAs, not just what you've done this year. If you don't show up this year, okay, that's fine, but what have you done in the past? Same thing with the Julio Jones saga. Does he show up? If he shows up, then he stays in Atlanta. If he doesn't, it doesn't tell us too much, but we can still learn based on habits and other factors around the situation and the information. So Aaron Rodgers not showing up, kind of a little bit of a red flag here with Aaron Rodgers in this Packers situation. It does kind of seem like Aaron Rodgers is truly fed up, that this isn't really any nonsense or a fake story to drive interest other ways. It does really seem like Aaron Rodgers is truly frustrated with this Packers team. He's not showing up to the OTAs today. So, we'll see what happens with this Packers team, obviously, and we'll see if Aaron Rodgers is there week 1. But he said he's not going to be there this season to the free agents. He's not here at the OTAs, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty. Let's keep moving on here. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the show, but the tight end university, we told you that George Kittle, Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce, they teamed up to create a tight end summit in Nashville. And then we talked about the other tight ends joining, saying Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, the rookie, Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki, Robert Tonyan, Noah Fant, Zach Ertz, Cole Kmet, Jonnu Smith, Eric Ebron, and David Njoku were all going to that tight end summit. But we got more tight ends joining that summit, folks. Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, and even O.J. Howard are all going to this tight end summit. So, hey, Tim Tebow, there's no reason why you should not be going to this summit. Learn from the best. You can learn from Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, O.J. Howard. Folks, every tight end that we just named there is the best of the best tight ends in this league. So, Tim Tebow, if you're serious about being a tight end in this league, go learn from from the best. Learn from the best. You're not above these guys. You are well below these guys. Well below, folks. I'm talking miles, hundreds of thousands of millions of miles away underneath all these other tight ends. So Tim Tebow, you better book your ticket to Nashville, man. You better be getting on the next plane. You just got that minimum contract, 1-year contract from the Jazz of $960,000. So you better get your ass to Nashville and learn from Kittle, Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce, and all the other great tight ends that are going to be there in Nashville as well. So Tim Tebow, be there. Are you serious about being a tight end in this league? Are you serious about furthering your game? Because we've never really seen you take a lot of action when you've been in the NFL 9 years ago, and now you're back. So show us that you changed. Show us that you want to improve. Show us that you want to get better and learn. Go to Nashville. They're all there. I'll be there. I'm going because I just want to learn from these guys. So, and I don't even play in the NFL or even close to playing in the NFL, but I'm going. So, Tim Tebow, put up or shut up. Let's see it. Alrighty, let's keep going here to, we got a little bit of a highlight package from Todd Gurley's rookie season, and I want to watch this because we got Travis Etienne and Najee Harris coming into this league. I think they're going to be absolute home run hitters for the respective teams. Najee Harris with the Steelers and Travis Etienne with the Jaguars. I really think they're going to be A1, Tier 1 running backs in this league, getting it done right out of the gate, rookie year, no kind of development. I need a year, I need 2 years, I need the right team, I need the right fit, I need the right scheme, I need the right coach, I need the right line. None of that. Give me whatever you give me. I'll go wherever I went, and I will do what I've always done, which is get it done. Win, yards, stats, touchdowns, catching, running, doesn't matter. I will get it done. So, well, let's watch what Todd Gurley was doing in his rookie season. Stat-wise, it was really gosh darn good. We got 1,100 yards year one. That's what we're talking about, baby. 1,100 yards rookie year, 10 touchdowns. He was averaging 4.8 yards a rush. Absolutely fantastic. He put up only 188 receiving yards his rookie season, but he worked his way up to 788 receiving yards in 2017 while also running for 1,300 yards. Holy moly, 2,000 yards combined. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Fantastic. And then the arthritis started to get in, and then he started to slow down a little bit. 857 rushing yards in 2019 and 678 yards last year with Atlanta. But we're just focusing on year one. We don't want to kind of see the decline of these great running backs just quite yet. Let's get, their great years in. Let's get that, 2017 Todd Gurley year that we just talked about, 2,000 yards combined. How many touchdowns did he have? Total touchdowns. 19. Oh my goodness, this man was a monster in 2017. Gosh dang. Damn. Whew. 2017, Todd Gurley. I forgot about the man in 2017. So let's go here to this highlight package. Let's watch and see what we are expecting from Najee Harris and Travis Etienne this season. So here we go. Todd Gurley's rookie year. First play, catching the ball 5 yards down the field, running easy and then hurdling a defender. Yes, sir. Doesn't really stick the landing on the hurdle, but he's still able to be that athletic to make that jump over another human being. You got to give him credit for that one. So we'll give him credit for that nice hurdle right there. Getting into that, nobody's even next to this man, folks. Nobody's within 20 yards as he catches the ball, and he's able to take it for, 25, 30 yards, easy peasy. Once again, we heard, Urban Meyer using Travis Etienne in those kind of first initial rookie workouts of just using him at the wide receiver position to get him acclimated to that running game. And we know Najee Harris, reaching behind him in that national championship game, catching the ball. So we know both of these running backs are going to have good success within the pass game as well this year. All right, here we go at the 10-yard line in the red zone, just beating everybody to the edge, getting hit at the 2-yard line, but able to kind of extend and stay on his feet for those extra couple of yards. The hard running, this is what Najee Harris is going to bring to the Steelers, folks. This hard running, never going out of bounds, taking the hit, and somehow still kind of contorting his body to reach the ball over the goal line from 2 yards out. Give that up for Najee Harris. He's not going to go down easy, folks. Now here we go, 15 yards out from the end zone, sticks his foot in it, in the dirt, plants, and then quickly cuts out right to the sideline right there, beats the one defender, and then once again diving to the pylon for the touchdown. Yes, sir. These rushers that will do whatever it takes to make that ball cross the goal line. I think these two running backs here are going to be doing it out their rookie year. And man, oh man, talk about speed. Woo! Bursting through the hole quickly, taking this ball, what do we got? 50 yards clean, getting it from the 30-yard line from his own territory, running past midfield all the way down to the 2015. Magnificent. And he's going to do it again from the 20-yard line of his own territory, passing midfield. Doesn't have that breakaway speed. That's kind of the one difference in Najee Harris and Travis Etienne's game, is Travis Etienne is a little bit more explosive than Najee Harris, and Najee Harris is a little bit bigger, a little bit more beefier, a little bit more catchability. So those are kind of the main differences between those running backs, in our opinion. And Todd Gurley here, just quite not as fast. So, we're kind of judging Todd Gurley a little bit more closely to Najee Harris a little bit. And we know the Steelers are primed and ready for just to have that running back takeover. He had, like we said, Todd Gurley had 1,100 yards his rookie season. So we should be expecting that same production, that same workload. Najee Harris is coming in as running back number 1 this season. And he's got the catchability, the strength, all of that. He's going to get the reps, especially with Big Ben's aging arm. So expect a lot of carries for Najee Harris. He's going to be a breakout star if he's good, and we believe he's absolutely fantastic. All right, this run again of the Packers, just kind of getting it down 50 yards clean there. Can't break it free. Ends up getting chased down by the safety, but still, broke it open, 50 yards. This quick little, hurdle, another little hurdle here, catching the ball on a pitch in the backfield, hurdling another defender. That's going to be Najee Harris, folks. He is, this is what he does, folks. I do kind of see, like, glimpses of Najee Harris in Todd Gurley's game. I know we only saw Najee Harris in college, but we are big on that man, folks. Another red zone touchdown score here, just weaving in and out of the defense. Defenders are getting hands on him, but you're not going to bring down Todd Gurley with your hands, and you're definitely not going to be able to do that with Najee Harris either. You're not going to bring him down easily. He's a little smaller than Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry's just a mammoth to begin with, so being a little smaller than Derrick Henry is not a knock at all. Here we go. Once again, another huge run against this Browns team. Just is not able to kind of finish the last 25 yards there, getting brought down. So can't really take the top off the offense, but can go for like 50, 40, 45 yards cleanly. Here we go. Just right up the middle, and maybe he does. Maybe we spoke a little bit too early because, man, oh man, that man just got on his horse up quick. Holy cow. How many yards was this one? Man, oh man, from his own 30-yard line, so give it a 70-yard rush here. Man, right up the middle, beats that kind of last line of defense. Safeties were a little shallow, able to outrun them all. Man, oh man, so he's got some real great speed, folks. Man, woof. Najee Harris is the same, folks. I'm telling y'all, Najee Harris is going to be Todd Gurley rookie season, and I am all there for it, and I cannot wait to watch the Steelers this season. Coupled with that defense, Titans and the Steelers should be having some real similar kind of games and offenses this season, so we'll see who can get it done, Najee Harris or the OG Derrick Henry. Here we go on the goal line. Todd Gurley not wanting to give up. Gets hit right on the goal line. Bounces back a little bit, but stays on his feet and backs his way up into the goal line. What Najee Harris will do. Here we go. Back on the goal line from 3 yards out. Getting absolutely swallowed right kind of at the line of scrimmage. But once again, that determination to reach, to stretch the ball over the goal line. That's what Todd Gurley does, baby. That's what Najee Harris is going to do as well. When we look at what is Todd Gurley, he's 6'1", folks. Najee Harris is 6'2", so you're getting the same frame, the same length, the same speed, maybe even a little bit better, a little bit more bulkier, and we kind of have to put this as a little bit of a bar. 1,100 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns rushing as well, so this is going to be a little bit of a bar here for what Najee Harris is, what we're going to kind of compare him to, so we'll keep this in mind all season long, and just just absolutely fantastic work here by Todd Gurley. A fantastic rookie season, and we got two great running backs this season, Travis Etienne and Najee Harris, that can duplicate what we just saw here in Todd Gurley's rookie season highlights. So get pumped, get ready, folks. Man, oh man, every day we get closer to the NFL, and I just cannot freaking wait to see all these breakout stars emerge. I mean, what a time to freaking be alive, folks. Know and watch some football. I mean, just the talent that we've been seeing explode on the market these last, we can go back 3-4 years. I kind of want to go back. What is there? Is Darren Waller 6 years in the league? It's like 5 or 6. I kind of want to go back 5 or 6 years so we can talk about Darren Waller, but just in the last like 2 or 3 seasons, we're getting Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Joe Burrow. We're getting DK Metcalf. We're getting Tyreek Hill, I think, is more than 3. So unfortunate there. But we're getting Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor, who's panning out fantastically. We're getting Najee Harris. We're getting Travis Etienne. So we're just getting so much skill positions here, so much great elite level talent, and they've all been kind of panning out so far. I mean, these rookies these last 1-2 years have really just been emerging instantly. So watch out for this year's draft class. There's loaded talent in kind of the top 15 picks here. So let's see how they pan out. But if these last couple of 2-3 years have been any indication of what these rookies are going to do year one, man, oh man, this is going to be a great year, folks, especially with an extra added game. Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So watch out for the running backs this season, folks. Just Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. Everybody else is going to be a little bit mediocre or trash, but these two running backs, these are elite A1 tier 1 running backs in this league. Alrighty, let's head over to some basketball stories. And we've got absolutely clutch time finishes in these playoffs already so far over the first games. Everybody's played their first game, and we've gotten absolutely great finishes. Players stepping up in regulation and overtime, getting it done. And we had 2 more of those great performers last night. So we all know, on Saturday, Bucks Heat, it was Chris Middleton who steps up in overtime. Just kind of nice mid-range jumper here. It goes cash with 0.5 seconds left, basically icing the game. Chris Middleton being clutch, I'm absolutely all there for it. Yes, sir. Giannis had an absolutely garbage game, but Chris Middleton steps up, so you got to give that man a lot of credit. That was on Saturday, but then came yesterday. Man, oh man, did y'all watch that Knicks-Hawks game? Woof. We're going to break it down even further today, but man, oh man, Trae Young, last shot, ice Trae gang, yes sir, running floater, 0.9 seconds left, cashes out, and the Hawks win by 2, absolutely silenced Madison Garden. I mean, they had 15,000 fans there, it was rocking, it was shaking, it was chaos, they were chanting the entire game, but as soon as that freaking shot dropped by Trae Young, you could literally hear a pin drop in that stadium. It was so silent. It was comically silent, and we're going to talk about it in the next story coming up. I don't kind of want to ruin it, but it was comically silent, and we will tell you why. But Trae Young ices the game there with 0.9 seconds left, being clutch. Trae Young's first playoff game, and he rose to the occasion. The biggest, one of the biggest you could ever imagine for a first-time playoff or playoff performer. Absolutely got it done. 32 points. Something like that, 32, 37, something like that. Got it done, hit the game winner. Yes, sir. Silences the crowd as well, and you love to see it. And then it didn't stop there. Memphis and the Jazz, and man, oh man, was that some great value of Memphis Grizzlies plus 9 points last night that we absolutely swallowed up, and they won outright, so you got to love it. So here we go. Dylan Brooks being the savior here for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies up 1 point, 110-109 with 6 seconds left. They inbound the ball. He slips past the entire defense. Easy layup there for 2 points. takes some time off the clock, gets the 2 points, extends the lead up to 3, and then the Jazz can't do anything with it with the last 4 seconds in the Memphis Grizzlies win. So getting it done late, I respect the heck out of it, and I'm just glad. Well, I'm not like glad, but I'm loving seeing these other non-superstars, non-elite Hall of Famers that, ESPN and Fox Sports and all those other kind of shows talk about nonstop on repeat. I mean, folks, how many times do we have to hear, is this the Clippers' year? Or, is this LeBron's year? Can LeBron overcome this team now that they're the 7th seed and everybody's trash and AD was trash? Can he overcome it? Can they overcome it? I mean, that's what they talk about every single day on the show. Another reason why we started the show, we talk about every single team and every single player every single day. But Dylan Brooks, Trae Young, and Chris Middleton. Have y'all heard about them on ESPN? No, it's all folks. Oh my, can I bring this up? Where was that? Yes. Let me bring that up as we're on this point of, these kind of other good players out there that get no respect or recognition in the national media. I wanted to bring this up because I'm absolutely disgusted about it, and we can bring it up because the first game ones of all the playoff series have wrapped up. We go to what Fox Sports, every single Fox Sports, Fox Radio Sports, they all predicted their outcomes of the NBA Finals here. How many do we got here? We got Clay Travis, Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Joy Taylor, Doug Gottlieb, R.J. Bell, Jonas Knox, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, Jason Smith, Mike Hardman, Ben Mahler, Jeff Schwartz, Joe Reitster, Adrian Spainer, Aaron Torres, Bernie Fratto, Chris Plank, Brian Noe, and Jason Martin. All those people. And you know how many of them have either the Lakers or the Clippers in the NBA Finals, folks? All of them except 2. All of them, all those names that we just named except 2 have the Lakers or the Clippers in the NBA Finals. That means they have the Lakers or the Clippers coming out of the Western Conference. Did you see the Suns-Lakers Game 1? Did you see the Mavs-Clippers Game 1? What are we talking about there, folks? That's just truly disrespecting these great teams, the Jazz and the Suns and the Nuggets. And I mean, it's just disrespect because just because they don't talk about them on their show because they don't believe that they bring in ratings. Well, they don't bring in ratings because you don't talk about them. You only talk about, LeBron James 24/7. That's it. So, when these players have great games, Trae Young, Chris Middleton, Dylan Brooks clutching it up in the playoffs, everybody acts so surprised and shocked. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know Trae Young even existed. Where did this kid come from? Oh my God, Dylan Brooks, icing the game here with 4 seconds left. Oh my God, where did he come from? Who knew? We knew. We all knew. Just y'all didn't know because you didn't talk about him. But y'all didn't talk about him because you don't think they bring in ratings, which is baloney. I'm not buying it. I know they're smaller markets, but they still got great level of talents, a la why the Jazz are the number 1 seed in the Mother Lovin' East or the Western Conference, why the Suns are the number 2 team in the Western Conference, why Devin Booker had an absolutely flawless game, and everybody was kind of shocked by that last night as well. But did y'all not watch the bubble last season where he went 8-0 in the play-in games? That was an 8-0 in the play-in games. In the bubble last year, that was just to get the last seed of the playoffs. Anyway, 8-0. So we knew he was going to rise to the occasion in the actual playoffs with Chris Paul by his side. So we all knew that, but everybody wants to act shocked because nobody wants to talk about these other players besides LeBron James and Kevin Durant. A little nonsense. So well done to Chris Middleton, Trae Young, and Dylan Brooks getting it done in the clutch times in the first games, showing why y'all deserve to be talked about more, and we respect the hell out of that. So well done to these clutch performances, and you gotta love some playoff basketball. Absolutely love it. And as we're talking about playoff basketball, we kind of started talking about this yesterday on the show, the playoff intensity, just getting it done, talking your ish, silencing the crowd, silencing the doubters, silencing the critics, and just playing your game, getting it done, and stepping it up in the clutchest times. And, the playoff intensity It was on full display yesterday during the Knicks and the Hawks game. I mean, the Knicks having 15,000 fans in the stands there at Madison Square Garden. There was multiple chants of fuck Trae Young multiple times throughout the game. And then this is the sweet of the sweet, folks. I freaking love it. Trae Young hearing all those chants and ices the game and holds his finger up to his mouth, silencing the crowd. And like we said, you could literally hear a pin drop after he hit that shot in Madison Square Garden. There was still 0.9 seconds left, so there's still time to catch and shoot for the last shot to either tie or win the game, but the Knicks wanted no part of it. As soon as Trae Young's shot dropped, the silence was deafening, folks. It was crazy. It was so loud before, and then as soon as he hit the shot, instant quietness. There was nobody talking, and it's funny because they went to commercial, came back to the game, and it was still so freaking quiet, but there was still a chance to win the game. It was just like the Knicks were totally out of it. So literally Trae Young ripped the heart and soul out of Madison Square Garden last night, holds his finger up to his mouth, silencing the crowd. And then the after-game interview, he said it got real quiet at the end. I wanted to hear those FU chants again. So playing along with that, hey, I hear everything y'all are saying. And if y'all want to disrespect me like that, I'm going to disrespect the hell out of you by making y'all believe you can win the game. And then y'all don't know Ice Trae. I'm a bang it home the last shot and silence this crowd. So absolutely well done to Trae Young last night. And then as he's walking out of the tunnel here, walking back into the locker room, just kind of saying it got real quiet in there, shouting it as he's walking through the halls back to the locker room. It got real quiet in there. And folks, if you didn't watch it, hopefully you can find it somewhere. The silence was, you'll know, folks, you'll notice it as soon as you hear it. It's literally all rocking, rah, rah, rah. Then Trae Young hits it, and then it's for literally like 6 minutes, folks. He hits the shot. They take the timeout. It goes to commercial, commercial break, a minute 30 seconds, and they come back, and it's still. But then there's 0.9 seconds left, and they inbound the ball, and they start to, gather everybody on the floor for the play, and it's still. And then the shot obviously misses. It was an awful shot. We're going to talk about that as well. And then it's, folks, so silent. 15,000 fans. First time back in the Garden with this huge number in attendance. First time the Knicks have had a home playoff game in forever. And it's for multiple minutes, and that's all the Trae Young effect. So you got to give him so much respect and so much credit, taking all that noise, using it internally to fuel him, to fire him up, hitting that last shot, recalling what everybody said during that game, and just making everybody aware, hey, if y'all are going to talk your ish, you better hope you can back it up with those boys on the floor, because the fans are doing you a disservice, saying, fuck me, fuck y'all, fuck me, fuck you, hits the floater, game over, fuck you, and we're going to be back there for game 2, fuck you, and then when you get to game 3, and you got to come to the ATL, nobody wants that smoke, so y'all better be prepared for that, so. Well done to Trae Young last night. So much respect, and I love his game, and he did it, folks. He was clutch, and you got to love these great clutch performers. We saw Luka Doncic do good, steal game 1 against the Clippers. Trae Young do great here, steal game 1 against the Knicks. And you absolutely love it. Dylan Brooks getting it done, stealing game 1 from the Jazz. Man, oh man. Great young performers in this league, stepping it up when it matters at that biggest moment so far in their career. And they've done it, folks. Absolutely love it. So we'll see what we get in tonight's action. Who steps up tonight, folks? We got 2 games on today. Give me somebody to step up. I want to see it, and I'm here for it. Alrighty, let's keep going here now. All right, here we go. The NBA is eager to restart the conversation with its teams in the NBA Players Association about instituting a mid-season Jesus, about instituting a mid-season tournament into the league's calendar. No, nobody wants this. There's really no point for a mid-season tournament. It's going to just make the regular season boink nothing. It will mean it will be a mute point of a regular season. There's really no reason, there's no way you can do a mid-season tournament. It's only there for ratings. It will only be there for money, for revenue, and I understand that part, but for the incentive wise, it just makes no sense here. So let's read this article and see if we get any more clear information about this mid-season tournament that would probably absolutely ruin whatever you're trying to accomplish in relation to competition, high level of competition throughout the entire year. I mean, you already have, teams not going 100%. You've already got the load management issue. You've already got tanking if you're out of the top 8 seeds. I mean, that's why they introduced the play-in tournament, so teams 9 and 10 don't tank, so we get less tanking teams. If you have a chance to get into the playoffs, you're not going to tank 100%, even though the Thunder did that this season. They tanked and didn't care. So let's see what they're saying about this play-in tournament here. The NBA is eager to restart the conversation with its teams and the Players Association about adding a mid-season tournament to the league's calendar. Commissioner Adam Silver, a proponent of the idea. Oh, yeah, duh. Of course he is, folks. Y'all have to understand that these commissioners, they work for the owners of the team, folks. The role of the commissioner is to get a general consensus of what the owners want, because they own the team and they are the ones making the money. It's like shareholders, folks. The CEO only does what's best for the shareholders. What's best for the shareholders at every single minute of every single second? Making money. How do we increase money? How do we increase profits to increase money for the shareholders? That's literally the only job of the CEO, to be the face of the shareholders without being the face of the shareholders. So that's what the commissioner is. The commissioner is the CEO of the shareholders of the owners, folks. It's the same thing there. So of course Adam Silver is a proponent of the idea, because that's what's going to make the money for the owners. Commissioner Adam Silver, a proponent of the idea, has gained optimism that the success of the play-in tournament could drive momentum to re-engage teams on another tournament idea that has been discussed before the pandemic but never reached a vote of the Board of Governors, sources said. The NBA has pushed to incorporate more competitive elements to the league's calendar in recent years, including the play-in tourney, in-game coaches challenges, and all-star game changes like the player draft and scoring targets. The NBA would need an agreement with the National Basketball Players Association and a 2/3 majority of its 30 teams to incorporate an in-season tournament plan. The league could start exploring the idea again with teams in the NBA Players Association as soon as this year, sources said. It is too late for the league to consider the idea for the 21-2022 season. So we're definitely not going to see it this year, this next coming year coming up, but we'll see if we get anything for 2022-2023. Original mid-season tournament proposals centered around a European soccer model event that would tie into the NBA's traditional schedule. The league had discussed an 8-team single elimination tournament that would be incentivized with $1 million per player payouts to the winning team, sources said. So we're just playing for money mid-season? I mean, then we're going to get more load management games in the regular season, because they're like, oh, we're at the 2nd seed right now. I mean, this is before even the mid-season break. I mean, so what are we doing? I mean, yeah, I'm going to go for the million. Give me the million. I'm going to take this week off. I'm going to load management this week. We could lose. I mean, our team could lose and we'll fall maybe a spot or two in the standings, but I don't care. I'm getting $1 million. So I don't love that we're just playing for money there. What the hell is that? I do not like that idea. I veto. I I buzzed that idea. Oh, we're gonna be playing in the midseason. These millionaires are gonna be playing a midseason tournament for $1 million. Next, wrong. No. That's stupid. It's dumb. You're taking away from the competitive side of the actual regular season. This makes no sense. I hate it. But let's keep going here. The NBA had discussed a scenario of pool play embedded into the regular season schedule to determine those teams advancing into the single elimination tournament. Jeez Louise. Among the questions that the league likely still needs to address to teams: could franchises, especially those in big markets, be assured that there wouldn't be gate revenue losses by shortening the regular season to 78 games to accommodate the tournament? Some teams had been hesitant to incur short-term losses on potentially losing 2 home dates, especially when those games had been worth anywhere between $2.5 million and $4 million in pre-pandemic times. Previous concerns among front office executives have been that some star players on the league's most lucrative contracts might prefer the scheduling break of several days that would come with failing to qualify for the 8-team single elimination tournament. The buy-in of star players is critical to achieving the league's goals of impacting fan interest, television ratings, and revenues. Nevertheless, the NBA's optimism has remained buoyed on achieving that support, in part because of how many elite players embrace the competitive nature of the playing tournament and the all-star challenges. So, the only way a play-in tournament, mid-season play-in tournament works is that there's good incentives for the finals, for the final outcomes, the final standings, who you face in the finals, maybe first round, maybe the winner of the play-in tournament there or the mid-season tournament can kind of organize the first round of the playoffs. But that incentive seems, once again, a little bit too much. Why are we going to just care about the regular season when we can just be ready for this midseason tournament, win that, and then we control our own destiny, and then we can kind of take the rest of the season off? So I really don't know if there's really any great compensation that doesn't take anything away from the finals, from the rest of the regular season, to the seedings for that high level of competition for the last 2 weeks to secure that number 1 seed. So it can't just be money. That's nonsense. It's truly nonsense. So we'll see. But I don't like the idea of a mid-season tournament. I don't think it brings anything of meaning, of good competitive value to the overall structure of the NBA season. So I'm glad we're not going to get anything next year, but they're going to be restarting this conversation again, so that I'm not happy about. But we'll see. Maybe they've got some creative ideas. They're going to have to get super creative with it, because if they're just going to go, hey, here's $1 million for every player that wins, I don't think that's really going to do it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll talk about all the scenarios that everybody proposes. Let's go to the comments. They got any good proposals here? Anybody's got a good proposal? Anybody got a good proposal? Send them my way. If you're hearing this and you got a good proposal, tweet at me, Facebook me. More preferably tweet at me, but I know y'all are some Facebookers out there. I don't understand it, but I'll respect it. I'll respect the Facebook usage, I guess. Alrighty, I'm not even seeing any, I'm not seeing any, good. I'm not even seeing any, I don't even know the word I was trying to think of. Would be smart to make the winner of the midseason tournament proceed directly to the second round of the playoffs. That way teams actually try and win it. That's not bad. You get to skip the first round of the playoffs if you win the midseason. That's not entirely terrible. I could potentially get behind that. Now we're talking. Now we're making some good kind of incentives for the tournament, not just money. This has competitive nature. Hey, we can skip the first round of the playoffs, but once again, then they take, the last week off, the last maybe month off of the regular season. Doesn't matter where our final seeding is. We don't have to face the first round. Yeah, so no other real good scenarios here. So we'll keep our eyes on this story. Alrighty, and then the last thing to talk about here, right before the Jazz-Memphis game tips off, it comes out that Donovan Mitchell is not going for Game 1. How crazy is that? He said, yes, I'm ready for Game 1. I'm ready to rock. I've been resting. I'm ready to go. We talked about it the day of on the show yesterday. You know, there was not a game-time decision. Everybody was good to go for this Jazz team, and the Grizzlies were +9. With the news that Donovan Mitchell was going to be playing. Then fast forward to basically like maybe an hour, half hour before the game started, he's out, and the line ended up dropping from Utah -9 to the Jazz -8, so a full point drop there with the Donovan Mitchell news. So, Donovan Mitchell was reportedly, quote, furious at Jazz's decision to sit him. Well, of course. He was ready to rock. He was good to go. Everybody thought he was playing. All of his teammates thought he was playing. We got quotes from, like, Rudy Gobert and Bogdanovich, I think, at the end of the game where, they're like, what the hell was that? I don't know why he wasn't playing. We were all ready for him to go. So, y'all got to have to ask him that because we don't know. So, of course he was furious. He couldn't go Game 1. They lose. So what I think happens, I thought he was good to go, but the medical staff, I think the Jazz were like, oh, we could beat this Grizzlies team kind of easy. We don't need Donovan Mitchell out there. We can rest him, get him right for next series where we are going to need him a little bit more than we are against this Grizzlies team. But, man, were they wrong because this Grizzlies team plays great defense, and this Jazz team is not good without Donovan Mitchell, folks. He is the facilitator. He is their lifeblood of the team. Their offense is so lackluster without him. And, I understand that, Mike Conley's on the floor and Joe Ingles could be on the floor too, but they don't do what Donovan Mitchell does, folks. Donovan Mitchell is a real great player in this league. So he's able to facilitate the floor. Him and Rudy Gobert, that pick and roll is fantastic. Donovan Mitchell's clutch is all heck. He can hit the threes. He can hit the mid-range jumpers. You really have to guard everything about him. Him being out also makes the bench less deep in total. So, of course, he was furious that he couldn't go last night, and we'll see if he's good to go for Game 2. But if the Jazz thought that they could get away with beating the Grizzlies without Donovan Mitchell, were they sorely mistaken, folks. So, I think we may have to kind of tweak our playoff scenarios a little bit because this Jazz team without Donovan Mitchell is absolutely garbage. Alrighty, those were all the stories that we needed to cover for today, so let's head over to the NBA from last night, break down the games from last night, do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll head over to the NFL schedule and start breaking down weeks 14 and 15. So, yesterday in the NBA, Game 1, the 1 o'clock game, the Wizards and the 76ers. And I got to give a lot of credit to this Wizards team. They played a lot better than I thought they would. I thought this would be a kind of a little bit of a blowout series, but very well done to Daniel Gafford, getting it done down low. Alex Len even kind of had a decent game a little bit down low, but Daniel Gafford, the big here off the bench for the Wizards, handling his business down low, a plus 14 on the floor in a 7-point loss. You got to respect the heck out of it. So I thought Joel Embiid would just eat up all day, no problem, but Daniel Gafford said, I got other things cooking for y'all, so you better be ready to bring it every single game. So this series is going to be a little bit more competitive overall than I thought, and I'm all here for it. I want to see Russell Westbrook get it done. I don't want to see the 76ers lose, but I would like to see Russell Westbrook win. So we'll see what gives here. But let's start here with the 70. Well, let's start here of what actually happened in this game, because this game was real back and forth. We see here the Wizards are up 6 minutes left in the third quarter. This Wizards team was ready to rock, folks. They really brought it. They were explosive offensively. The offense was cooking really all game, and I really didn't expect it to do that. So we have to give so much credit to what the Wizards did last night. I respect the hell out of it last night. Truly, great performance. But this is where the tide of the game turned, and it was the three-point ability by this 76ers team. So it starts here. These are all like in consecutive possessions, folks. I know I had to show one play at a time. That's just how we have to find it. But these are all, in succession, one right after the other. So we start here with 76ers down 3. Tobias Harris drains the 3. Once again, Tobias Harris led the team in scoring last night. Absolutely magnificent. He gets this scoring route going. They hit the 3. Now they're tied at 77. Then the very next possession here. Here we go. Seth Curry. Seth Curry gets the three in the corner, cashes out another three. They are up 80-79 now. Next possession. Danny Green down low, getting involved there. Easy layup, easy 2 points, 82-79 now. Next possession here. 82-81 now. Danny Green just hit the layup. He's hitting the three. Cashing out. Bingo, bango. 85-81 now. Next possession. Who's hitting the three now? Well, we're going back to Mother Love and Steph Curry, Seth Curry. Here we go. Wide open. Seth Curry. Bang that three home. Yes, sir. 88-81. Timeout, Washington. In the game has forever changed from that moment. The Wizards were really never able to get really back into it closely. They kept it close the entire game besides 6 minutes left in the third quarter. That's when the 76ers made their run, and they just kept that lead for the entire game. So very well done. That's what the 76ers can bring. They can bring that great scoring threat. And man, oh man, we got to respect so much of what Tobias Harris did last night, because he put up 37 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 of 5 from the three. He took 29 shots, folks. He took the most by far. The most shots taken on this team was Tobias Harris with 29. The second highest was Joel Embiid with 16. So Tobias Harris just took over, and I'm absolutely here for it, and I respect it, and I greenlight all those shots as well. Tobias Harris is the most consistent player on this team, folks. I've got no problem with what he did last night. So very well done to him. Joel Embiid, 30 points as well, 6 rebounds and 3 assists to go along with that. Unfortunately, he did not hit a 3, 0 of 3 from downtown. He shot 56% as well on 16 shots, so not terrible overall, but that plus 20 on the floor. Yes, sir, Joel Embiid getting it done on the defensive end. Seth Curry, 15 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. He shot 3 of 9 from 3. I'll kind of take that. I'll take 15 points by that, man. Yes, sir. And then Ben Simmons, 6 points, but 15 assists, 15 rebounds. Ben Simmons is just there for the defense and to facilitate the floor, get those rebounds. We don't need him to score. That's not his game. That's why they have Danny Green and Seth Curry and Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris, because they can knock down shots anywhere. All of these players can hit the three and drive and get it done down low as well. So they don't need Ben Simmons to be the shooter or the scorer. Just get the rebounds, get the assists, and that's exactly what he did. So we're all there for it 100%. Danny Green, he was efficient as heck, so we'll respect it a little bit. 11 points. We wish he would score a little bit more, but he didn't take a lot of shots. So, once again, we're not going to bang on him too much here. He also, had those quick 5 points there to really turn around the game that we just mentioned. The layup down low, the 3, bingo, bango, cashing out 5 points. So 5 of his 11 points came in, a minute stretch. But 11 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. 3 of 4 from the 3, fantastic. That's what we're loving. Automatic from the 3. He's got to be that floor kind of widener, floor kind of stretcher by being consistent with the 3. So he was that last night, so we definitely respect it. So well done by all the starters, doing everything really kind of right. Dwight Howard off the bench, 7 points, 4 rebounds. George Hill, 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Really, he was huge in this game as well. Shake Milton, a little lackluster, only 5 points. He only took 3 shots. But all in all, the 76ers starters get it done, and that's what we love it. Tobias Harris, a great game. Absolutely magnificent. Alrighty, now this Wizards team now, a really good team by them. Just unfortunately, like we said, that run in the middle of the third quarter, they just had no answer for it. So Russell Westbrook, 16 points, 14 assists, only 5 rebounds. He had 6 turnovers as well. Not the best. Shot 0 of 2 from the 3 and 41% on 17 shots from the field. Raul Neto, only 7 points, 3 rebounds. He only took 5 shots in total. Alex Len down low, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Rui Hachimura, 12 points, 5 rebounds as well. And then Bradley Beal, 33 points, 6 assists, 10 rebounds. Now, he was not efficient from the 3, 1 of 6 from the 3, but he shot 56% on 23 shots, so not bad overall. Off the bench here, Davis Bertans, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and like we said earlier, Daniel Gafford truly getting it done. 12 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 100% from the field on 6 shots and a plus 14 on the floor, the highest plus of that team. Everybody else in the starting lineup were in negative territory. Alex Len minus 16, Raul Neto minus 14, Rui Hachimura minus 19 on the floor, but Davis Bertans a plus 9 on the floor in 27 minutes. Daniel Gafford plus 14 on the floor in 20 minutes. So we'll have to see if they incorporate these players a little bit more here for this Wizards team, because they are going to have to, the offensive production is what killed them. Philadelphia went on that nice, great 3 run where the Wizards were not able to match that. So they are going to have to see what they can kind of, cook up with, to see if they can kind of stop the bleeding here early on in Game 2. But just the overall firepower from the 76ers team was enough to carry them past the Wizards in Game 1. So well done for the 76ers, winning 125-118 over the Wizards. Alrighty, the next game up now, and no problem, really not even that competitive overall. Suns, Lakers, and if you had the Suns going to the finals, you should have to resign from your kind of media position, and I should just get it. I should just get it automatically. I didn't have the Lakers coming out of the first round. Basically, everybody did here. We're going back to this kind of Fox radio picks here. Only 3 players, 3 people, 3 out of how many? Let me count. Let me get the official total. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 3 out of 20. 3 out of 20, folks. Let me get that in a percentage for y'all. Let me percent this, yes? Let's percent this. 3 out of 20, 15%, folks. 15% of Fox Radio said that the Suns would beat the Lakers in the first round. 3 out of 20, 15%, and the Lakers kind of got, do I dare say it, bitched a little bit in the first game, and we knew that. Lakers lose 99-90. Suns win it. Suns were minus 2.5. Even Vegas was disrespecting the Suns, but we don't do that here at Takes by Fans, baby. No. You'll never catch us doing that. Absolutely not. So ashamed of yourself, RJ Bell. RJ Bell. You should be good, because he actually he did call it here. So very well done to RJ Bell, Jonas Knox, and Rob Parker. Y'all know what y'all are talking about. Everybody else is a little lame, falling in with the mainstream. How y'all fall in love with your own mainstream narrative? That's wrong. Can't be me. Can't be me. So well done for the Suns last night, winning 99-90. This Suns team, and the defense is good. Jay Crowder, give him so much mother-loving credit, folks. And I'm telling y'all have to respect Jay Crowder defensively. He's a great defender. He's also real good offensively. Didn't show it last night, but he got it done defensively. And, that was enough to put him over the edge. But we know he is the deep threat ability. He can hit the 3 as well. Jay Crowder was just on that Heat team last season, folks, that got all the way to the finals. Now he's here on the Suns. Chris Paul with the Thunder got very deep in the playoffs last year as well. He's here with the Suns team. Devin Booker, who went 8-0 in the play-in games that was just to try and get into the playoffs in the bubble last year. He's still on the Suns team. So respect these great players on here. They're very well coached, and they all know what they do. So let's start here with the Suns from last night. Devin mother-loving Booker, folks, doing what he does all the time, never taking a game off. 34 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 7 from the 3, and 50% on 26 shots. We will take that all day and tomorrow. Chris Paul, 7 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. He was struggling a little bit. That shoulder injury, we'll see if that's going to truly affect him. We hope not, because we get this all the time. I mean, Chris Paul, every time he's having a good season, when he gets into the playoffs, it's always something, an injury, not able to get it done. So hopefully this year is a little bit different for Chris Paul. But an overall decent performance defensively. Not the greatest offensively, but they didn't need that because they got Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton down low, just absolutely destroying. 21 points, 16 rebounds, 8 of those offensive, and he shot 90%. I mean, he only missed one shot all game. So just getting it done down low, a plus 16, also on the floor, and a 9-point win. We freaking love it. And talking about plus 14s in a 9-point game win, we're talking about Jay Mother-loving Crowder, folks. A plus 14 defensively on the floor. We absolutely love that. Now, like we said, the shooting last night was not on par for Jay Crowder. 8 points on 0 of 7 from 3 and only 30% overall from the field. So he hit all of his shots that weren't threes, but we know he is capable of hitting the threes. And I think he's a little bit better than Kelly Olynyk at the three ball a little bit. Unfortunately, just did not show that last night. Mccall Bridges, 10 points, 4 rebounds as well. He shot 2 of 5 from the three and 33% overall from the field. So the starters, some nice kind of scores there, and they still have the ability to do even more than what they showed last night. Off the bench here, anything great? Not the greatest here. We had Cameron Johnson with 10 points and 6 rebounds, but then Cameron Payne, once again, not shooting great here off the bench, and we know they've got the ability to get it done off the bench. They just need to show it. Cameron Payne, 5 points, but on 25% shooting on 8 shots. We need to see it better than that. Dario Saric, he put up 4 points, only took 4 shots, and he only played 11 minutes. So, we do expect him to play a little bit better if he sees a little bit more minutes out there. We know he's a solid big out there, or can be a solid big out there. So, not too many players playing off this bench. We get Cameron Johnson, like we said, the 10 points. He played 22 minutes, but Cameron Payne only playing 12 minutes, Torrey Craig only playing 3 minutes, and Dario Saric only playing 11 minutes. So, really just relying on their starters, and hey, I'm all about that. I mean, we know this bench is a really kind of shoddy overall together. Like we said, we can always imagine only one player on the bench getting 10 plus points, really not everybody else getting 10 plus points off the bench with them. But overall, very well done defensively to the Suns team, holding the Lakers to 90 points. Gotta respect it. Alrighty, let's talk about this Lakers team now. Everybody was good to go. Dennis Schroeder, let's start with him. 14 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, shot 71%. He did pretty decent offensively, but a little locked up overall. -8 on the floor. KCP, 7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 of 7 from the 3. Once again, outside shooting supporting cast for this Lakers team is absolutely abysmal. He shot 22% from the field, folks. Andre Drummond, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Shot 71%. Anthony Davis, once again, another abysmal game. Only 13 points and 7 rebounds, but he shot 31% on 16 shots, getting locked up by Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton down low. And then LeBron James, 18 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 7 from the 3, 46% from the field. He's a +2 on the floor on a 9-point loss, folks. We know this is what LeBron James does. This is why we gave the Lakers 2 games, because there's going to be games here in the series that it's just LeBron James is going to be unstoppable. He's going to get it done. Just unfortunately, once again, the supporting cast cannot get it done. Anthony Davis, a -18 on the floor. Andre Drummond, -4. KCP, -9. Dennis Schroeder, -9. So the starter's not getting it done like LeBron James does. And when he's not on the floor, this team totally collapses, like we know. Alrighty, off the bench here, Kyle Kuzma, 0 points on 2 shots. He had 3 rebounds in 19 minutes. Montrezl Harrell, 12 points, 3 rebounds. He shot 80%. He's a +2 on the floor. We'll like to see Montrezl Harrell get in a little bit more here. I think they can really kind of use him a little bit more off the bench in a 20-minute kind of scenario. He only played 14 last night. Alex Caruso, 10 points. We'll give him that. He shot 44%. Taylor Horton-Tucker, 2 points on 4 shots, and Wesley Matthews, 2 points on 4 shots as well. So, once again, just the outside shooting. You cannot rely on anybody besides LeBron James on this team. Dennis Schroeder never steps it up. Anthony Davis has been flounder as flounder can be. So we'll see if anything changes in game 2, but I don't really see that happening. So we'll see what happens. But Suns take game 1, 99-90. Alrighty, now let's go to the Knicks and the Hawks, and man, oh man, what a game, back and forth, great game, Hawks hitting the three. This Knicks shooting was absolutely magnificent last night, and that's why we were a little kind of worried about this Knicks team progressing now. I mean, the Knicks, they were getting kind of beat real early on. The Hawks just came out firing. Knicks weathered the storm, took the lead. Unfortunately, couldn't close out the game late in the fourth quarter, but this is a little troublesome for this Knicks team because I can't really see everybody else being this good from kind of big shot ability, and I don't know if they're going to still be able to do it, and that's going to be a little tough to kind of overcome. Now, Julius Randle had an absolutely abysmal game. He was the worst player on the floor, even though he's the biggest name that they have. So really not a good sign here. Your best player floundering, and that was kind of the main reason why y'all lost, because the supporting cast was getting it done. Big shot after big shot after big shot, answering all the Hawks big shots after big shots after big shots. But Julius Randle just could not be good once. He just had to be good in one play in this entire game. Whenever it needed to be, he just never made it. So let's take a look at this shot here. This shot was kind of crazy, but here we go. 25 seconds left. Hawks up to 105-103, and they still try to feed the ball to Julius Randle. It was just not going all night. So Derrick Rose gives it to him at the three-point line. He shoots up this three, and it's just so off the mark, wide right, not even hitting the rim. Now, luckily, the Knicks were able to get the rebound and then score off of that. But once again, the supporting cast of the Knicks, besides Julius Randle, were the ones that were just doing everything in their power to win this game. But Julius Randle floundered big time, multiple times. I also want to look at, can I find this last shot attempt here? We got that up. I don't know if I can find this. I don't think I have it. But the last shot, like I said, after Trae Young hit that and they come back from timeout and the audience is ghost mode. The last shot, they didn't even get the shot off. There's 0.9 seconds left. Plenty of time for a catch and shoot, but they give it once again to Julius Randle, and he does this slow-ass fadeaway that does not even get the shot off in time. It didn't even go, but didn't even get off in time. So Julius Randle truly floundering here, and I think he honestly had the worst performance of the game one of the first round of the playoffs, and there's 8 games to be had, and him, out of every single team, of every single player in this first round of the playoffs, he floundered the worst out of everybody in game one. So he's definitely going to have to step it up game 2, but not only does he have to step it up, everybody else has to keep doing what they did last game, and that's where it's going to get a little tricky here for this Knicks team. So a huge opportunity in game 1 wasted, and this one could be the one that comes back to bite them in the butt. But let's start here with the Hawks since they got the win. Trae Young, everybody's been disrespecting him all season long, saying he can't shoot and he only gets to the free throw line and he floats and he blah, 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 blah. Stop it. He scores the ball. He knows how to facilitate this team. He knows what this team is capable of, and he put up 32 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds, hit the game winner. Ice Trae, Ice Train Gang, Ice Trae, yes sir. Bogdan Bogdanovich, classic game by him, 18 points, 4 of 9 from the 3. Can always count on the Bogdan. We love this man. Clint Capella, 9 points, 13 rebounds. DeAndre Hunter at the 4, 5 points, 4 rebounds. He only took 6 shots. And then John Collins at the 3, 12.7 rebounds. So overall, the starters got it done. Off the bench, some real solid production here. Danilo Gallinari, he put up 7 points. Now, he was not efficient. He put up 7 points, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound. One category, but 1 of 7 from 3 as well of the ones, and 3 of 11 from the field. So, solid contribution here, but needs to be kind of a little bit more efficient. Kevin Herter, 8 points and 4 rebounds in 27 minutes. And then Lou Williams putting up 13 points and 2 assists in only 12 minutes. He put up 9 shots in 12 minutes. Classic Lou Williams, but very well done for him to get those 13 points. So Trae Young, really kind of the lifeblood of this team, as showed last night. Bogdan Bogdanovich hitting some nice threes all game long, and that's what we expect. So an absolute great job great job here by the Sox team, getting it done. Game 1 coming into this Madison Square Garden. Tracy Morgan was there. Obviously, Spike Lee is there. So an absolute rocking 15,000 fans in the stands crowd, and they did not let that get to them. They didn't let the "fuck you, Trae Young" chants get to them. and they walk out of there with the win game one, and you got to love it. All right, heartbreaking loss by this Knicks team now. Alfred Payton in the starting lineup at the starting point guard position, 0 points, but he only played 8 minutes. And I love that they played Derrick Rose 37 minutes off the bench, was basically the starting point guard here because he was looking absolutely great all game. He was a +3 on the floor. He was driving to the basket, spreading the floor, getting it done. So we'll see. I don't know if Derrick Rose will officially make the starting lineup here, but he is unofficially the starting point guard, and he absolutely got it done last night. So Derrick Rose off the bench, 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 50% from the field on 16 shots. Very well done. RJ Barrett still at the 2, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 of 6 from the 3. Nerlens Noel, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Julius Randle, abysmal, 15 points. He had 4 assists and 12 rebounds, but shooting 26% on 23 shots, 2 of 6 from the 3. Every shot that he put up was it wasn't small misses, just kind of, it bounced around, 4 times on the rim. No, it didn't even hit the rim. It's clunking off the side of the backboard, shaking the entire arena of all the bricks that he was throwing up last night. And then Reggie Bullock, just really lackluster, a -14 on the floor, the worst on the team by far in a 2-point loss, really abysmal. 6 points, 3 rebounds on 33% shooting. Now, another reason why we say this is a big, tough loss on the Knicks is because the bench really was a really good portion of it. Like we said, Derrick Rose is 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. But Alec Burks, 27 points in 26 minutes, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. I don't know if we're going to get that again from this man. And, so everybody else is going to have to step up to, keep up these point productions, because I don't think Alec Burks is going to do 27 points again, leading the team in scoring. Also, Emmanuel Quickley, 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds off the bench, but 2 of 2 from the 3, hitting big threes. We don't see Emmanuel Quickley ever really consistent more than one game, so another huge red flag that's arising. Everybody on this Knicks team was playing absolutely fantastic besides Julius Randle, and we don't get that often. We really don't get that at all, that everybody besides Julius Randle is getting it done. Usually it's just Julius Randle, maybe RJ Barrett, maybe Derrick Rose, and then everybody else floundering. This time it was the complete opposite. So that's why we are a little worried about the Knicks team moving forward. They may not be able to kind of replicate what they did game one, and then the Hawks could potentially sweep. This is a potential sweepable series now since the Knicks lost game one. But well done for the Hawks. Trae Young silencing everybody in Madison Square Garden. And, he's going to be looking to do it in Game 2 as well, because we got 15,000 fans in the stands for Game 2 as well. So, Knicks, you better be ready. Julius Randle, I don't know what you have to do, but you should be living in the gym right now, getting up 20,000 shots every single hour to try to get back on track for Game 2, because that performance last night was absolutely garbage. Alrighty, and then the last game from last night, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Jazz. We showed y'all at the top of the show, Dillon Brooks cashing in that layup, icing the game, and the Jazz lose by 3 here. So the Grizzlies steal game 1, 112-109. Absolutely great job here. Unfortunately for the Jazz, no Donovan Mitchell, and we know that that's a huge blow for this team. So let's start here with this Grizzlies team. They play great defense, and they got the offensive lineup to back them up, and we said this at the top of yesterday's show, or I don't know, sometime before the playoffs officially began, that this Grizzlies team has a real good chance. They match up absolutely perfectly against this Jazz team. Even though it's a 1-8 matchup, the Grizzlies have a real great chance of potentially pulling off this upset, and they just proved that last night, winning Game 1. But here we go. The Grizzlies, Ja Morant, 26 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 52% on 21 shots. Dillon Brooks, man, oh man, how great has this man been? Not just this game, folks, but like we said, to close out the regular season, to get it done in the play-in tournament, I respect Dillon Brooks 1,000,000,000%, folks. 31 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, great defender as well. 2 of 5 from the 3. You gotta love it. Jonas Valanciunas, 15 points, 12 rebounds, going toe-to-toe with Rudy Gobert. You love to see it. Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4. 7 points, 3 rebounds. Wasn't efficient. 1 of 5 from the 3, 2 of 8 from the field. Kyle Anderson, 14 points, 6 steals, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. and he shot 50% on 10 shots. So the starters absolutely getting it done. The bench, I mean, they didn't take that many shots, so, I mean, not a lot of points coming from there. But Desmond Bane, 8 points and 4 rebounds in only 18 minutes, and he shot 75%, folks. He only missed 1 3 all game. 2 of 3 from the 3 and 3 of 4 from the field. But Desmond Bane, a plus 23 on the floor. So once again, the great defensive effort here is really going to be able to kind of carry this Grizzlies team past, however many teams they can get by. It's going to be mainly because of their defense. Their offense is solid, don't get us wrong, but the defense, man, this is what they do. Grayson Allen off the bench. Love that he's not back in the starting lineup, but off the bench, 5 points. He was a minus 10, so, not the greatest. So, but overall, I mean, absolutely well done to this Grizzlies team. Respect on respect on respect. And shout out to Dylan Brooks, folks. Man, oh man, give this man a contract. Get this man a max deal. He truly deserves it over these last, what do we got? Literally the last 4 games. The last game of the regular season, the 2 playing tournament games, game 1 of round 1. That's 4 games. I give him the max contract just off of that. Alrighty, the Jazz now. Let's go to them. So, no Donovan Mitchell, so Mike Conley still the 1. Joe Ingles is still the 2. So Mike Conley, 22 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. He had a real great night. 3 of 11 from 3. A little inefficient there, but everything else was real solid play by Mike Conley. Plus 11 on the floor. Can definitely respect that in a loss. Joe Ingles, 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Real solid work here as well. 3 of 7 from the 3, 4 of 8 from the field in total. But a minus 14 on the floor, no good defense by Joey Boy, especially getting locked up by Dylan Brooks. I mean, imagine, having to go in knowing that you were going to have to be against Dylan Brooks the entire game. It's just like, get me out of here. Rudy Gobert, 11 points, 15 rebounds. Once again, having a real solid workout there. Plus 9 in a loss. Once again, we will take that as well. Royce O'Neal, abysmal, 3 points on 1 of 6 from the field. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a minus 13 on the floor. And then Bogdan Bogdanovich, I mean, he gave us 29 points, 4 of 11 from 3, 5 rebounds. Unfortunately, a minus 11 on the floor as well, not getting it done defensively. But, the points leading scorer for the squad, we can always rely on him. Alrighty, off the bench, anything good here? Derek Favors, 12 points, 11 rebounds. The 6th man of the year candidate. Not according to us. If you're listening, I did a lot of air quotes there. But Jordan Clarkson, 14 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Just jacking up 16 shots. Classic Jordan Clarkson game out there. And then Georges Niang, he was pretty good defending, plus 11 on the floor in 16 minutes, but abysmal efficiency-wise, scoring the ball. 7 points on 1 of 6 from the 3 and 2 of 7, 28% from the field. So the Jazz, man, they need Donovan Mitchell back. The offense is not as good when Donovan Mitchell is not on the floor. He has not been on the floor in a while, and whenever he gets back, it's going to be a little bit, maybe a game or two to get him back acclimated into the rhythm. So this Jazz team is slowly running out of time to get it back on track. They need Donovan Mitchell back ASAP, as soon as possible, folks. Alrighty, those were all the games from last night. A great kind of second day to get us welcomed into the NBA playoffs. Unfortunately, this week, during the weeks, 2 to 3 games. We got 2 games on today, 3 games on Tuesday, 3 games on Wednesday, 3 games on Thursday, 3 games on Friday, back to 4 games on Saturday, back to 4 games on Sunday as well. So revel this week. This is the first week of the playoffs. Whenever the playoffs are always the best. Today is going to be the worst because there's only 2 games on, but we can make it through 3 games on for 3 or more games on for the rest of the week till next Sunday. And then after Sunday, that's when the game 4 stop, and then we'll slowly start to dwindle, and we'll see less and less and less and less and less and less games until to the finals. So enjoy it while it lasts, folks. We are in the heart and the soul of the NBA playoffs. So like we said, enjoy it while it lasts. All right, but these are the 2 playoff games on tonight, folks. We got the Heat and the Bucks. I'm glad that we're getting game 2 here. Cannot wait for that. And then the Blazers and Nuggets, also game 2. Heat Bucks starts at 7:30 TNT, and the Blazers Nuggets 10 o'clock on TNT. So, Alrighty, let's get these lines up to date. Yesterday, we did all right. Actually, pretty solid yesterday. Only really lost on one. We had the 76ers -8. They lose by 7. Not really going to count that as a total loss. Suns -2.5. They win by 9. That one was easy. Knicks, we took the Knicks. It was a pick'em game. We thought the Knicks and the home court would really kind of, win the game, and it kind of did. Just Julius Randle was absolutely trash, and Trae Young was clutch. So close one, that one. Ended up losing. We'll count that one as a real loss. And then the Grizzlies +9. I mean, folks, what are we talking about here? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Best value of the night, along with the Suns -2. So our thinking was right on par, so that's all we can ask for. So let's get these lines up to date for tonight's action, and let's hit these two games, folks. So first game up is the Heat and the Bucks. Heat +4.5, Bucks -4.5. Let me get back to the spread for game one. I believe it was 5, no? Bucks -5.5, and they ended up winning by 2, correct? So Heat Bucks here, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks again. And why we're gonna go with the Bucks minus the points again is because Giannis had a really bad game. Everybody else was solid. I'm expecting Giannis to step it up here, but I'm also expecting this Heat team to really flounder on what they did from game one. Duncan Robinson was shooting lights out, and that really doesn't happen that consistently. So I'm expecting Duncan Robinson's play to get back a little bit. I'm also expecting Bam Adebayo to maybe kind of overdo it a little bit, and for that, it hurts the team overall because we've heard Jimmy Butler bark at him in the regular season to be more aggressive. We just heard Goran Dragic say the same thing after game one, so Bam Adebayo is probably be like, yo, I didn't do it the first time, y'all said it. I'm not going to do it again. This is not how we win. Y'all just have to be better shooting the ball. I don't know what you all want from me. And did y'all know I got to go against Giannis and Brook Lopez down low? I'm not trying to do that. Probably not that part. But and Jimmy Butler took 9 threes. I'm not expecting that to happen again because he's not a good, folks, he's like a career 22% shooter. I mean, it's absolutely trash. So I'm going to go with the Bucks here. Giannis escaped game one with all the garbage free throws. Expect this man to get it done. Now, this is a huge turning point as well in this series. If the Bucks kind of flounder and Giannis flounders again, we're changing our official pick. Like we said, we don't have to lock in our official bracket here for another 2 days. So we still have a little information to gather here. And we'll probably lock it in. Do we have to lock it in tomorrow's show or maybe on Wednesday's show? But our official locking has to, be locked in 2 days and 17 hours. So whenever that expires, y'all do the math there. But yeah, we're going to still go with the Bucks here. Bucks -4.5. We think Giannis has a great game, and I really think this Heat team is going to start to implode. Everybody's starting to point fingers. Jimmy Butler's taking 9 threes. This is not recipe for success. I'm going to have the Bucks -4.5. Expect Giannis to, if Giannis misses 1 free throw this game, I'm truly going to be over him. Honestly, I'm over it. I was over it a big time on game one, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like we said, they did not play for an entire week, folks. During that week of the play-in tournament games, everybody else that made the playoffs was just sitting around. So we're going to take the Bucks -4.5 here tonight. Alrighty, and then we get the Blazers and the Nuggets. Alrighty, and then the same spread is basically what it was in game one. Blazers +1.5, Nuggets -1.5. It was Nuggets -1, Blazers +1. So the spread a little bit more in favor here you get better value here with the Blazers because they did win game one and they kind of won it a little convincingly, folks. Let me get the official score out here. Alrighty, they won by 14, folks. 123-109, Blazers over the Nuggets. So Nuggets really floundered in the third quarter, and just that depth there, that depth of this Nuggets team is the biggest question now. So let's see if everybody's good to go here for this Nuggets-Blazers game. Let me get this up. Alrighty, Zach Collins is a game-time decision. Let's see if the Blazers can get him back. That would be a huge lift for this team, definitely. Man, oh man, if they do get him back, that's going to be great. And then for the Nuggets, Will Barton is still out, and PJ Dozier is still out, so their bench is once again going to be a little lackluster. So I'm going to take the Blazers here. I love this Nuggets team, but the firepower that the Blazers have is what is going to beat the Nuggets. Like, who were we just talking about? like the Suns against the Lakers just don't have enough outside shooters to compete with that Suns team. The Blazers and the Nuggets are kind of the same, with the Nuggets missing Jamal Murray and the bench being a little lackluster. It really depends on just Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic and really Aaron Gordon to put up most of the points, and just hoping everybody else just kind of files in. Plus, what we also got, which was a big surprise with us in game number 1, was how well the Blazers bench played. Anthony Simons and Carmelo Anthony both went for like 10 plus points there, absolutely getting it done. So that was a huge surprise, and I think we're going to rock with the Blazers here again tonight. Give me the plus 1.5 here. I got to see what this Nuggets team is going to do differently from game 1 to game 2, and I just think their offensive firepower, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, you just saw, they were great competitive in the first half, but slowly started to lose in the second half. I think the same thing plays out again tonight, so I'm going to switch over to the Blazers plus 1.5 for tonight's game, and we're going to still rock with the Bucks minus 4.5. Let's quickly go back to this Bucks Heat game because we did not go the ins and outs. So everybody's going to go for the Heat, and Thanasis Antetokounmpo is still out here for the Bucks. So truly unfortunate for this Nuggets team. Let me also, before we close out the Nuggets, let's go to NBA Fantasy Labs. Let's just make sure. We're not even going to get anything. We're not getting anything. So, Will Barton is ruled out for Monday. Will Barton is ruled out. Why is Score Mobile saying? Oh no, they did say he was out. Okay. So yeah, I just cannot trust this lackluster depth of the Nuggets. So we're gonna go with the Blazers. If their shooters are on, like they usually are, it's almost too much. So Blazers plus 1.5. All right, we're going to close out the show today, not with the NFL schedule, but with the NBA playoffs of our predictions. Like we said, we have 2 days left to lock in our official predictions. So let's see, is there any team, any series that we are currently wavering on? So first one up is the Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies. We said the Jazz in 6, but after the way that Memphis Grizzlies defense played last night, definitely some red flags on this Jazz team, but we are going to kind of lock up the majority of that to no Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell can kind of not lock up John Morant 100%, but can get them off balance a little bit. So we are still favoring the Jazz, but we need to see Donovan Mitchell game 2. If Donovan Mitchell is not in game 2, I'm taking the Grizzlies in 6. It's going to be over from there. Even if Donovan Mitchell comes back for game 3 and is in for the rest of the series, it's already too little too late. Then you have to get him acclimated for a game, so expect another loss there. Now you're down 3-0. You're not coming back from that. How well this Memphis Grizzlies defense plays. So we're still going to be rooting for the Jazz, but we have to see what's going to happen in game 2, and then we'll make our official locks. Clippers, Dallas. I'm ready to change this to, I'm ready to change it. I'm going to change it right now. I'm changing this to Dallas in 6. I'm over this Clippers team. They have no scores. They've got no scores. This Dallas team has all the scores. We've heard how great this Clippers defense is, and that's what was going to get them the win, but you need to put up points, and there's not enough players on this Clippers team to do so. So after game 1, I'm already changing my mind on this Mavericks-Clippers series, and I've got the Mavs in 6 now. All right, Denver and Portland. We officially predict Denver in 7, and we are still going to take Denver in 7 depending on what happens in tonight's action. Now, we may come back tomorrow and switch this up, but if Portland can take game 2 today, we're going to switch it over to Portland in 6 because the Denver Nuggets will not have enough firepower to get the win. And then Suns and the Lakers. We got Suns in 6, and yeah, we're gonna keep that. Definite, no problem there. We like to 7. I honestly should lower this down to Suns in 5, honestly, and I think that's what we're gonna do. Suns in 5. How well they played last night, absolutely. So we'll fix that to Suns in 5. So the Western Conference, a little bit of a shakeup here. I mean, we could potentially be switching all of our picks here besides that Suns-Lakers, but we'll know more in 2 days and 17 hours. Alrighty, 76ers and the Wizards. And our initial prediction is 76ers in 5, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. The way that the Wizards played in Game 1 definitely shows that there is an ability for them to steal one game. I don't see them winning a 7-game series, but they've got the explosive ability to steal at least one. So we're still feeling good about 76ers in 5. Knicks and the Hawks. We have the Hawks in 7, and we are still kind of feeling good about that. We still like the Hawks to win overall, especially of how poorly Julius Randle played in game 1. We know we can always consistently count on the starting 5 of the Hawks, where now with the Knicks, I mean, we've got nothing. What can we trust on this team? Derrick Rose? That's good, don't get me wrong, but that's one player, and he's a bench player. Even though he did basically, was the starting point guard, he is still coming off the bench. So we can still count on this Hawks team. We probably might lower this to Hawks in 6, depending on how game 2 goes, but we know that the Hawks are going to come out of the series. Alrighty, Bucks in the Heat here. Our initial prediction is Bucks in 6, and we are still big on this prediction. Once again, we still like the Bucks, but we have to see Giannis get a little bit better here. But I don't really see us changing the overall outcome in the series just solely alone on tonight's game. If the Heat go and win it, I don't think we're going to panic too much. It's really just going to see how Giannis is playing at game 2. So we're still liking Bucks in 6. And then the Nets and the Celtics. Nets in 4, easy peasy. That will never be changed. I would do Nets in 3, but we can't. So not too much switch up here in the, well, really no. I don't see any switch up here in the Eastern Conference. Maybe the Bucks and the Heat, depending on if Giannis flounders again. But I don't think that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. So yeah, I mean, we had just changed the Dallas over the Clippers. And we'll keep an eye on the Nuggets and the Grizzlies and the Jazz. So we'll keep an eye on those 2 matchups. But still feeling confident. And we'll see what happens. And we may also have to change the seconds and third rounds and all that as well. But like we said, we got 2 days and 17 hours to officially get what is happening in the playoffs and then make our official lock-in. So we'll do that for the next couple of days here. Keep up tracks. Always, taking everything. How is it a fluke win, a good win? Is it going to change? Do you think it's going to stay the same? So that's what we're doing here these first couple of games before we have to lock in our play-in, or before we have to lock in our playoff bracket. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Couldn't get to the NBA or the NFL. We will get to that tomorrow. Re-looking at or keep on going with weeks 15 and 16. We're very close to the end of the regular season where we can start predicting the winners of the playoffs. But before we go, is there any breaking news? Breaking news. What do we got? Anything good? Anything good? Does not seem like anything has been breaking. Okay, hang on. Odds. We got odds from DraftKings on where Julio Jones will be playing next season. And look at this, folks. The Falcons are plus 500. Everybody's at plus 500 now. Falcons at 500, Chargers at 500, Patriots at 500, Ravens at 600, Colts at 600. Plus 600. Just imagine I'm saying plus in front of all these numbers. Raiders at plus 700. Titans at plus 700. Titans at plus 700 is a little interesting, especially since we just got that video. But the Chargers and Patriots are plus 500? I'm not so sure about that. Jaguars plus 800. He's not going to the Jags. He says he wants to win. 49ers at plus 800. Browns at plus 1,000. Cowboys at plus 12,000 or 1,200, excuse me. And Packers at plus 1,200 as well. So we'll probably talk about that a little bit more on tomorrow's show. But Falcons going from minus 145 to plus 500 just like that. Expect him to probably not to be there anymore. Alrighty. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Okay, hang on. What does this say? NFL update. One of our, Twitter accounts that we do kind of follow decently heavy here. Just a thought. The Titans getting Julio Jones and adding him with A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry would be terrifying. Brown grew up idolizing Julio and has already said he'll give up number 11 if it happens, and Henry trains with Julio. Titans have the cap flexibility to make it work. Yeah, we've been saying that. So maybe he watches the show. Who knows? Alrighty. That seems like it's going to do it here for us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow. Playoffs are on today, folks. NBA playoffs on tonight. So obviously something good is going to happen tonight, so we can always look forward to that tomorrow, yeah? Alrighty, folks. We are out of here. We're back tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.